Well, first and foremost, I really would emphasize that it's really just a partial deal. I mean, we're talking about agricultural sales, none of the more sort of sticky, more tricky issues like intellectual property rights and so on. And so I think we may see some of the shine come up from markets as that sort of reality does sink in. However, all that being said, what is very important is, of course, that Asia is very trade dependent, but not just Asia, and particularly also Germany. So one idea could be for investors to trade this idea is actually look to Europe, where we have also some high beta markets, in particular the German equity market.
You still favour the US markets. Why don't you like Asia as much as the United States?
Because at the end of the day, we are in very sort of late cycle dynamics in terms of the equity market. The United States has the lowest beta, has the most defensive companies, and as we sort of trudge along, getting closer and closer to a recession, probably in 2021, financial markets are going to be pricing that in. So we want to have a defensive stance, and that means basically focus far more on the United States than anywhere else in the world.
What particular in the United States then? Obviously, when you look at equities, if you want to play defensive, do you look at domestic names? Give us a bit more in terms of your investment strategy.
Sure. So I think, and this might sort of sound counterintuitive, but definitely the technology space where we have the large cap names, they have huge amounts of cash on their balance sheet, so that makes them actually very defensive. And then also maybe a little bit counterintuitive because it will attract quite a lot of political noise. But frankly, healthcare stocks, we think that will be a very interesting sector to be looking at this stage.
Is this strategy formed with, of course, the election, upcoming 2020 election, front of mind?
Yes, it is. So we don't think that there's going to be material healthcare reform or drugs pricing reform in the United States anytime soon. Just the divisions that exist in Congress and with the White House makes it just too difficult to get that passed. But you are going to see, I think, quite an uptick in terms of political noise, especially from the Democrats on healthcare. So that might provide some interesting entry opportunities for the healthcare sector.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.